alarm clock, and I should say a story about it. So years before, I was a person with very low self-esteem, very low self-confidence, and due to some personal reasons, it's triggered me that I should enroll myself into something called Orange Theory Fitness, which is kind of a CrossFit, right? And I was a person who was in a very comfortable zone. So to break that comfort zone, I decided that I want to go to workout at 4:30 in the morning, not at any other time, because that's the one I wanted to push myself to do something that I felt is impossible. And trust me, is there anybody who wakes up who's like a 4 a.m. early waker, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., any hands on? Let me see how many.
We do have some.
Nice. I'm telling you guys, it's difficult. And hats off to all you guys who are waking up at 4 a.m. So that was very difficult for me. The first 6 months, my mind would say no. Every muscle in my body would say, hey, let's be under the blanket. It just feels so good, but no. So for me, it was just that hard thing to go out at 4:30 to tell my mind that, no, it has to be now. It is not tomorrow. It is not day after tomorrow. It has to be now that I need to break my comfort zone and go. So I did that for 6 months. It was hard, 1 year. And trust me, it's 6 years. It's 6 years now. I still wake up at 4:30 and I go to the Orange Theory. So that's, for me, that was the case, breaking off that comfort zone, pushing myself. I started running marathons. So each time I would say to myself, no. I realized it was a mindset shift. All it required was a mindset shift. It is all in the mind. If you think in your mind that you can do it, you will do it. It's all about the mindset shift. So once I started realizing that, the first thing is what I did was I started taking care of myself. I set priorities about me. The priority is going to be me. I will take care of myself first. So once that mindset shift happened, my professional career also progressed, because I just started doing the same in my professional life as well. I'm going to break boundaries. I'm not going to get stuck at some point. I'm going to break every boundary I can. So that's what for me, that's what leadership is until and unless you don't lead yourself, you'll not be able to lead others. Yeah, thanks.
Nice. As the best answer after that. Swathi.
Same question?
Yeah.
Okay. My leadership started by mentoring by my father. When I was a child, my father was a journalist. I was born in a rural town in Andhra Pradesh, India. My father used to teach me, we used to talk freely about everything and anything in the world. He used to talk to me about women leaders, right from when I was really young. My father was everything for me, but one fine day my father passed away when I was 17-year-old. Then I was all alone in my life. That's when I realized maybe the sessions whichever I got with my father, that time I used to feel them as boring sessions, trust me. I used to pretend sleeping and all that. He used to just wake me up with ice cream and then he used to talk to me. But all those helped me. They were shaping me into something. They were shaping me to be ready for the world. I was all ready to face the world from that teenage, and of course, life moved on. I was in boarding school. I got my first job. Everything was good. Then I got married, and my first child diagnosed with autism. So that was my second thing, which I have to take care of all by myself. Right? So I left the country for his better treatments. I moved to USA. With my son, trying to take care of the responsibilities, therapies and everything. And then I also became a person who went on to the survival mode. But I also had this passion of becoming an entrepreneur from my childhood, which my father instilled in my mind. So now I have my father dreams to chase for. As a mother, I have my caregiving responsibilities. So I'm in a total different geo, right? And so all these challenges, they were, if you think them as obstacles, they are. But my mind didn't want to accept that. I wanted to do both. I wanted to be a good mother for my son, as well as be an entrepreneur. So now that I have a focus in my mind, I started looking for things like how I can enable these things, right? So out of those challenges emerged an entrepreneur. So I started something which can help me to survive in this new country, also can help other women who went through the same challenges. And of course, with friends like Ramya, in fact, we both are similar to one of our journeys. So with the help of community, was able to overcome. But do you think things will stop there? No. Every day one or other challenge will evolve, right? So now it is AI, right? Some time ago it was cloud. So now we have to learn again, build applications, teach everybody. There are a lot of things to accomplish, right? So this session is one of those breakthrough sessions for me also, along with these kids and other people who are here. So this is what is important, right? Everyday learning is important. So that is how I am living my life and trying to help other people. First of all, I have to thank you all for organizing this. I've learned something new today. Thank you for that.
Of course, it's nice to have you, Swathi, and what you have done, what you are still doing as an entrepreneur. It's amazing, it's commendable. Kudos to you. Yeah, same question.
Well, for me, leadership is still a new journey, I would say. Yeah, I have led different projects, different teams. I would say one thing I believe is extremely important when it comes to leadership is leading by example. That's one thing I have observed. I have learned a lot. Like when I started my career some long time ago, I would be looking up to other leaders, other team members, how they treat their team members. They would not, there are all kinds of people, right? You love. Somebody will shout at you like, are you stupid? Why have you done this? Somebody would say, okay, it's done. Now, what's the next step? How can you avoid it from happening and how can you fix it? That was one of the learning I had, and that was another female back in India. She taught me this perspective about being the leader. Like, no, mistakes can happen. You need to find a way to go around it and avoid it. That's the true meaning, I would say, being compassionate. And in a way, for me, leadership is like that. Lead by example and be compassionate towards people you're working with.
Of course, amazing. Thank you so much. That was the warm-up. I'll do a little bit of focus. Yeah, if you're clapping, please keep clapping. So a little bit focusing on the work you guys do. So I have a question specifically for Ramya. So you are part of NGO Inspire Abilities. You are part of you are the board of director. You are also AI advisor, and you do a lot, right? And you are in tech industry. You are the leader. How does both of these worlds connect for you? How do you use what you work in an NGO, and how do you use it in your tech world?
Sure. Yes, so I help run an NGO, and it's for individuals with cognitive disabilities. That includes autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, and our dear friend Swathi, she's part of our community. So this journey began a few years ago. So I got involved with the community due to personal reasons. And one of the things that taught me is, if there's a personal pain that you go through, you cannot work towards spiral. It takes a village. It takes a lot of people to join hands and work together to make a change. So that's what community for me was those days. So I started involving myself, and one of the core things that we do in the NGO is inclusion. That's a big challenge for us. So having a world which just doesn't work for some people, but it has to work for everybody. So inclusion was the main thing. So most of the programs we drive is about including these individuals, bringing these families together. So this is what taught me, leadership, it starts with taking care of people on your left, taking care of people on your right. That's what leadership is about. And I strongly believe that any pain that you go through, it creates a platform. It prepares you to help others. That's what I strongly believe. So these community efforts was something that I've been doing, and also down the line with tech industry. it's a known fact. The number of women that we see, especially I actually work in cybersecurity. We have 18% of women in cybersecurity. Just 18%. That's just a staggering. It's a very surprising number that we see. Any tech panel that I go, I'm the only woman in the panel. I'm just so happy to see so many people here in the panel. Yeah. So what happened was I started involving myself in other communities that are women driven, and I started mentoring people. And over a period of time, I've mentored hundreds of people. And that one took me to Times Square, New York. I got a recognition from one of the platforms I work in India for mentoring hundreds of people. So that is what community for me is for. So we also run programs once every 2 weeks we meet a set of people women, and we go through workshops, and we teach on AI. We run sessions on AI, cyber. So this is what I feel like, as a community, that when we all come together, we can drive a change. We can bring this number from 18%, 20% up to 25 to 30, 40. What we have is a skill gap in women. So we need to do something about it. And this is the only way. Communities like these. Also Dallas AI, I'm sure Eyshika is part of it. She helped run one of the most the largest summer programs I've seen for AI. And so it was more than 200 to 250 people were participating. I was part of the program as well. That's how I met Eyshika. It was so inspiring to see that. So it was really inspiring to see the work that she has done coordinating with. She was working around the clock. She would just text at 11 p.m., 12 a.m. She was working around the clock. So this is what we need, women. We need to use that power to get people together, to drive a change, and I'll get some input from Eyshika as well in this. So how do you think? What's your inputs here? How do we have women use their power to get people?
Well, I did not know the moderator needs to answer too, but just to give the context of what Ramya was talking about, so I'm part of Dallas AI for past 3-4 years. I do run summer program every year. We started last year, and this year it was a huge success, huge 250 people, amazing projects we had. And with that turnaround, I actually learned that people are craving for some knowledge. People are craving for the connections. And that's what we need to bring to the people. I truly believe if we are going alone, we can go far, but not farther. But if we are going together, we can go really farther. And that's what, not just as women, but just as a global community, we need to build a community where we can all grow together, we inspire together. And that's what I learned during the summer program. People were helping each other. They were competing, but they were helping as well. And that's what the community means to be. That's where the power comes from. When we are doing things for others, by being part of different communities, by just giving back to our culture, our community, or by just being there for people when they need it, we bring the power. We bring that what others need. So that's my input. And thank you for asking that question. I'll go back to my moderator mode, and I would. Okay. I have a question. I have a lot of questions, but I'll have to wrap up a bit now, looks like. So I'll actually go to Swathi. My next question is for Swathi. So we are talking about power, purpose, and progress. What does power mean to you? When we say about power, we say, okay, titles, positions, right? But you have changed that completely by your entrepreneurship. So what does power mean to you, and how should people take it further?
So this is my personal opinion, but it might be up for others also to some extent. Power means being kind. Power means being empathetic. Power means not just knowing things, but implementing, and also implementing into a scale where other people also can be part of it. So that's exactly what I've been following, and I'll be doing it in my future as well. So power means giving.
Awesome. Okay, last question, because we do not have time. running, but I will still ask last question. Sorry. I would like to ask Garima. We covered power, we covered purpose. Now coming back to the progress. What is one piece of advice you would like to give to your younger self or anyone here who is actually struggling coming into the tech industry? What's that final advice you would like to give?
Good question. So one thing I feel we all need to do, especially as women, is being visible. Talk about your work, showcase your abilities. Even if it's a small win, small step forward, show it. Don't be afraid, don't be hesitant. And another fact I feel is collaboration, the community which everybody talked about. Like asking for help is not a weakness. We hesitate a lot of time. We keep thinking, overthinking, but I feel collaboration is the strength and curiosity is your driving fuel. You need to learn from others. Like this is a AI, right? Data science and AI. Every day you have something new. You cannot know everything. You need to be in that mode that where you can ask for help. And last, I would say, yeah, be kind to yourself and celebrate even your small little wins. We overlook our achievements and eventually we forget to take care of ourselves. You need to celebrate whatever you have achieved, even if it's a small, celebrate. That gives you confidence and it keeps you going. It motivates you to move ahead into the next stage of your life.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Garima. Let's give a big round of applause to all the speakers. I hope that was inspiring. Thank you, Ramya. Thank you, Swathi. Thank you very much.